Welcome to The Coffee Grind with the Denton Chamber of Commerce, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Good morning, Denton. My name is Travis Vaselka. I'm the Director of Membership and Marketing for the Denton Chamber of Commerce. And with me, as always, is my trusty co-host.
Good morning, Denton. My name is Randi Skinner. I serve on the Chamber Board of Directors, and as a member, I represent Denton County Friends of the Family.
And you're watching the Chamber Coffee Grind. We're recording here in the DentonRadio.com studio inside of the Discover Denton Welcome Center on the historic downtown Denton Square.
Yeah, we are.
And today we're talking with Sara Schroeder.
Hello.
And it's nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Hello and
Hi,
welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. I like it.
So today our cool topic is going to be about goal setting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, goals.
Yeah, goals.
Yeah,
so,
goals.
For those who don't know you, how about just a quick little rundown of like
Who are
you
ya?
and what you doing?
Who I am. Yes, absolutely. So I am a partner trainer with Camp Gladiator. I lead, it's an outdoor group fitness program. So that's one half of what I do. We have locations all over Denton. The other half of what I do, I just started a personal development life coaching business, Sara
Nice.
Jillian
Snaps.
Coaching.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Say the
And
name again.
Sara Jillian Coaching.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my first and middle name.
Woo.
And, getting real creative there, but still. But yeah, and that focuses on goal setting and just building confidence and all that kind of stuff. So kind
Which
of combining.
really goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great. So what can we talk about when it comes to goal setting? Like,
Well,
how are we going to kick this topic off?
How are we going to kick it off? Well, it's kind of like that's a perfect segue because a lot of the times when people want to set a goal, number one, they have no idea where to start. So you asking, where should we start? That's
like we don't even know what
yeah.
question to ask. That's how much we don't know where to start, right?
Yeah,
We're like,
exactly.
so
Yeah.
we're tossing it over to you.
Like, well, what do I do with my hands right now? Where do I
yes,
go?
like,
Yes.
how do we set goals?
Where do I go? Yeah. What is it?
What even is a
What
goal?
even is a goal? What is life? So a lot of the times people look, toward others like, oh, this person's goal is losing weight, or this person's goal is a career move, or whatever it might be. And we fail to look at what we actually need in our lives. So it always is the best place to start is with your own life and kind of just taking a look at that, whether it's through journaling or talking with somebody else, or just kind of figuring out what is it that's in your life that's good, what are your core values, and then what is something that's presenting a challenge or something that's problematic in any area. It can be career, relationship, fitness, wellness kind of thing, something where you know that it's a problem, and what would happen, you kind of ask yourself, what would happen if this problem continues to exist in your life down the road, a month down the road, 6 months down the road, a year? What kind of consequences would appear? And from that, when you find the problem, that's how you can create a goal. There's something that needs to have a solution, something that needs to be not necessarily, I don't want to say the word fixed, but something that needs changing.
An opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
Oh, that's a
yes,
good one.
I
That's a
like
good
it.
one.
So what I'm hearing you say is that a lot of times people will look at other people and be like, oh, they've got this goal, I'm going to do that goal. Like, that's a good goal. But in reality, you're already setting yourself up for failure because you're looking at someone else versus like, stop, collaborate, and listen to yourself.
Yes.
Listen to
Yeah,
yourself.
I'm back with the brand new invention.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Grabbing hold of myself tightly, will flowing daily and nightly.
I like it. But yeah, that's a really
That's a
good
good
point. I've
throwback.
never really thought about that. Like I that you do kind of look outwardly first versus like stopping and being like, hey, like
What
what's
need?
my thing? Yeah, like what
Right.
do I truly need? Which is kind of harder. Like it's easier
So you
said
could-
than done.
It is.
You
It
could,
is.
you could totally be inspired by someone else.
Absolutely.
But don't
Yes.
take on their goal.
But don't take
Right.
on, and a good, if you're still, people who are like, might be confused, like, what is she talking about? New Year's goals. That is a great
Oh my
example.
gosh, yes.
Everybody
Your
like,
resolution.
oh, your resolution is to lose weight. Like, you don't even have to think about it, and you're fed so many things through the media and all this stuff. Like, yes, everybody's losing weight. That's what I'm going to do too. Well, maybe, whether you need to or not, maybe that's not a goal that you want to focus on.
Right.
Maybe
That's more of
it's
just a
gotta be
desire at that point.
Exactly. It's got to be something that's meaningful to you and something that is going to inspire change. Like something where if you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, like how
problematic.
How problematic is
Yeah.
it? And then how committed to you are to making this change? Are you to making this change? Like, if you're like a 5, maybe you need a different goal. But if you're at an 8 or a 9, it's like you're going to be more motivated.
That needs to be addressed, yeah.
Exactly. So. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's a good point.
Let's say, just for the sake of an example, somebody wants, I don't know, throw something out. Let's not pick losing weight because that's kind
too
of an easy
cliche.
thing.
Everybody does
Something
that.
business. Let's say a promotion or a raise or a change in title. Like, okay, so we can have that set as a goal because it's important. You know, let's think of some reasons. It's important to have that. Your career ladder, you want to advance.
Right.
You have new expenses that you'd like to cover the bills on.
Exactly.
So this is an itch that needs to be scratched. So somebody's going to take a little inventory. This is what they come up with. And then
My
they're
goal
gonna
is
say,
to apply for said job that I know is coming available,
or
and
even like ask my boss for a raise or something,
Yeah.
which
that's
you know,
which can be
something-
hard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Easier for others than some. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're picking a goal, and this is something that this is the scratch or the itch that we're going to scratch, and we've picked this goal. So, is there a format for picking a goal? Is there something that we need to know when we're formulating the goal? Like, here's how we're going to get there.
Yes. So again, kind of starting with, you've got your goal. So you want this promotion, let's say. Then you want to make it a SMART goal. That acronym you might have heard before.
Yes, we've all heard
so
that.
SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive, right? So, and that's the problem too. We've all heard about the SMART goals, but again, we still make it so big. I want this promotion. Well, that's your overall goal. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen maybe even in 2 weeks. So you need to kind of plan out the steps that you're going to take in order to achieve this goal. So you can have that overall arching goal, and then it becomes, how am I going to do that? What are daily tasks or weekly tasks that I can do to get to the point of asking for a promotion or even applying for another job and going through that interview process.
So we're looking at, let's say, a map, and we're going to get from A to Z, and you're building in the waypoints. So here's my road trip to get to Z.
Right.
And so I'm going to, I don't know, backfill. I'm going to do this journey backwards and say, here's how I'm going to get there. Here's all the steps in between, and then map out your progress, essentially.
Exactly. Yes, I love that you said going backwards, because once you have your end result, again, going backwards, it's kind of the easiest way to do it. Like, so I have a English background, creative writing, and so I never wrote the introduction first at all. You know, you would write the story, you would do something else, you would write the body of it, and then introduce it. So you knew how it was going to go.
I didn't know that was like an actual formula. I always do that, but I thought it was just because I was like, screw that, it's hard.
You're just going to start at the beginning.
You're like, I'm going to start.
Introduction.
It's a very good place to start.
Like, here's where
Except
we go.
when it's not,
Except
right?
for when it's
Step
not.
number one.
Right.
Yeah, but like always going back and doing the intro statement, I totally get that. Yeah.
And then once you have your overall goal, a lot of the times what prevents people from accomplishing it is that fear. You're
Right.
like, oh my gosh, all this stuff. And that's again where you can identify the challenges, but kind of look at them as obstacles and look at them as everything is figure outable, and it doesn't have to be figured out right away. That's why
really
when you
important.
break it down, then it's like, oh, okay, there's nothing to be fearful about, because if I break it down, then cool, I can do it. And if you just take one little simple action per day, then all of a sudden, look, boom, you're at your big goal.
Right. And creating new habits.
I'm
too.
sure somebody has heard this, but what's the best way to eat an elephant?
Exactly.
One
bite
bite
at a time, right?
Yep.
How did the chicken cross the road? No, I'm just kidding.
What's the other reference? You might not know this, but something, I think it was Mark Twain said, if you have to eat frogs, eat the biggest one first, or something like
And there's
that.
a book out there called Eat That Frog.
Oh,
Eat
that's
that frog.
yes.
Same
Okay.
I don't really like that analogy.
You don't?
I don't know. The
if you have
frog
to do
thing
something-
really grosses me out. The idea,
does it?
because I
You
don't know
don't
why
like a fried frog
well,
leg?
I keep picturing them not fried and like raw. I don't know why. Maybe there's.
That's how I
something
picture
with-
them, yeah.
Oh yeah, but you're still willing to eat it.
like sushi.
I mean, it's a
Sushi
whole
frog.
metaphor,
Sushi
but
frog.
cool.
Hi, Misty Rushing. She says hi, Travis.
Oh, hello. How are you? All right. So can we break this down? Can we talk about like a SMART goal?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Sure.
as the acronym, like
as the SMART goal. So I can use one
Specific.
that, for example, so last year I turned 35.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
Woo!
wanted to do a huge, big goal for myself. And so the big goal, the elephant was I was going to run 35 races in my 35th year from April 5th to April 5th.
But
Yeah.
wait,
But
there's
like-
only 52
But
weeks
there's
in a
only
year.
52 weeks. And so I'm not really great at math. So at first, when I made this goal, I was like, Psh, this is super easy, whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's when the fear set in. I was like, holy guacamole.
That's big.
That's a big thing. And with the nature of what I do with Camp Gladiator, I'm busy on Saturdays a lot of the time training, or we just have, it's not a typical 9 to 5. And so I identified all of these obstacles and whatnot. And after people kept telling me, this is kind of a big deal, I'm like, no, it's not. I was just looking at the big elephant like, yeah, woo. And then I was like, oh, goodness, I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
So I worked backwards. And so what I did to help me out was I made it public. I shared with people because then
Right,
it was
It's your accountability.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I started month by month. I knew I had a few big races that I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to end with, which was a race in Napa Valley.
Yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. So it was like work backwards from that. And I knew that I wanted it to be different races, like whether 5Ks, 10Ks, this is running, half marathons, whatever it is. So then I just started like, okay, I made the goal in April. So let's start with the rest of April. Like, what races are in April? What days can I do it? Let's kind of factor everything in. And literally it was like, okay, I would start with the month, and sometimes it was even weekly. What can I get in? And there were
Ooh.
factors involved like weather, because some races were postponed, which affected, other things
Right,
and whatnot.
domino
but
effect.
A domino effect. But so for me, it was really just about, there was the elephant, and then work backwards monthly and just kind of see what can I do physically, to that coincided with my job and just with everything else going on, my social life, my, relationships, all that stuff. So for me, it was just starting with month by month and kind of going from there and not,
So did you map it all out? Like, and I hear you saying month by month, so I want to make sure I understand.
okay.
Did you like map it all out like for up until the end, or were you literally like every month sitting down, kind of every week sitting down and like mapping it for that time period?
Both, actually. So I did map out my 3 big half marathon races.
Okay.
And then I mapped out some of the races that I knew I wanted to get in there that were like non-negotiables.
So the
because
things
they
that were
fun.
like certain.
Yes.
You
yeah.
put those on the
I
map.
put those on the map in pen. Like I wrote it down in pen, or like
Ooh,
in
that's permanent.
marker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
permanent. And then, but then otherwise,
It's
there would
month
just
by
be,
month.
yeah. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting there like, what race is going on today? What race is
Yeah.
going on this week? Kind
That's
of
a
thing.
good way to
So-
do it too, because I feel like in my head like you want to like have it all mapped out, right?
Right.
Like all 35, but
Right.
like that's
That's
not
so
really
huge.
realistic
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
of all the changes and things coming up, and
Exactly.
then it's like you almost would feel out of control, right?
So-
Versus having these key things like your
Right.
key non-negotiables.
Exactly. You have non-negotiables, and then you have to account for change, and you have to account for, to adapt to different things, and that
being
things are
nimble.
going to happen. Yeah. Being nimble, being agile.
You gotta pivot.
Got to pivot a little bit. Go pivot. So just kind of being adaptable to things as well. And that's a big thing with goals also, is when people hit, they're doing really well, and then all of a sudden they hit a wall or they hit something, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's over with. It's not over with. You just
Right.
have to reset and
Yes.
adapt.
Which I wish, and maybe you know the answer, and if you don't, I bet you could find out for us. Like, has anybody done a study ever in life about, is there anyone who has ever accomplished a goal without hitting a roadblock along the way?
I would say no.
Like,
I
I just wonder if
1%
somebody
of-
has ever done like an actual like kind of
And
you
it
know,
went
maybe.
smoothly.
Okay.
compiling, and because I know the answer in my head,
Right.
But like to actually have like some sort of like researcher that's like blah 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 studying people.
Well-
Get back to us on that. 'Cause maybe
Yeah, but
there's
I know.
something.
Well, and now maybe, for athletes, let's say Olympians who have coaches, it's probably easier for them to stick with the goals because
Sure.
they have somebody.
Well, they have a whole
there.
support
They have a
network.
whole
Yeah.
support
Well, and
system.
maybe
It's not
their
just- yeah.
their block would look different. It may not be as
Exactly.
dramatic,
Exactly.
right? But like
Yeah.
I
But for the
imagine there's
everyday
something in your
person,
head,
right? Exactly. Like we're susceptible to all this stuff, and we don't necessarily have those coaches. We have accountability, but
Right.
we're going to run into problems 99% of the time.
Yes.
So
So back to your 35 races.
Yes, yes, yes.
I recall seeing on Facebook when you got to your 35th one,
In
had
Napa?
finished it, and it was
Yes.
like goal achieved.
yes.
And can we kind of talk about how that felt for you? Like what was the you put all of this together. You worked very hard for the entire year. You had this goal set, and you accomplished it. So what does that end up feeling like?
So I crossed the line with two. It was a women's only race, so two of my friends went with me, and we all crossed the line together. And probably maybe a mile before the finish line, I just started crying, and it was like every emotion you can think of.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional person anyway, but like when you know you're about to accomplish something, it's like your body just you have a physical reaction to it. I started crying and they started crying too, and it was just, and then I stepped on the line and it was like this feeling of I did it. I did it, and I'm like getting lit up just even talking about it. It was like you have such a big sense of holy guacamole, this actually happened. I can't even explain, like, your energy levels. They're just amazing. You cry. It's such it was just the most amazing feeling that you could ever experience, knowing that you accomplished something and it was for you to get you had a problem, and knowing that you solved this problem and you did it through your own actions, through your own diligence and everything. It's just indescribable. It's the most incredible feeling you could ever have. And it doesn't matter if that's something where you've got that career move, or it's, enhancing a relationship, or whatever it is. I mean, for me, of course, it was a physical goal, but just finishing that, and I couldn't even fathom it. It's like I was crying, but for a couple hours after, it still didn't hit me that I accomplished something. Ooh. And this was, And so I know I'm a trainer and everything, and I've been involved in exercise my whole life, but this was now I'm going to start getting, this was the first goal, ever that I fully accomplished and did it myself, and that I made myself
this for yourself
for myself. That was just, and so in 35 years,
that
I know,
so incredible.
But so so achieving that goal, and then you're like, if I can do this, I can do anything.
Yeah, the world is your oyster at this point.
Yeah. It's unleashed this beast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This
unleash
goal
the
beast.
Kraken,
Yeah.
but in a good way.
Well, and I hope everyone can have, if you don't have that story yet, you need to figure out how to get that story, right? Because it can happen for everyone.
Yes. And that's the important thing. Like I said, so I'm talking about something, running and something physical, but it doesn't have to be.
And that's personal to you.
Right. It's personal to me, but it can be anything. Everybody has this inside of them, and it's just a matter of what is going to ignite your passion, light you on fire, breathe life into you. What is something that when you accomplish this, it's a solution to a problem in your life, and it's I can do anything because you can. And it's just, Well,
and I think if you didn't, and this is I'm terrible about setting goals because the good ones are scary.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
If you're not a little bit scared about it, then it's probably not the real goal, right?
Exactly.
So I just avoid it altogether.
Yeah.
But you have tell us about your work. Is it a workshop?
It's a workshop.
She has a workshop coming up. Tell us about that, because for people like me that are maybe a little scared or nervous or don't know where to start, or maybe you have it all figured out and you just kind of want to figure out the next steps or have that game plan, some accountability, this workshop would probably be a good fit.
That's perfect for both of those. So whether you have an idea or you have zero idea, the workshop is on Saturday, and we're going to spend 2 hours, and you're the expert in your life. I'm just there as kind of the catalyst to help you formulate this goal and get it into a SMART goal and get those daily activities. In a nutshell, that's what it is. So what we're going to do, it's a lot of interaction at this workshop. I'm going to have you journal a little bit based on your core values, based on things, again, like I said in the beginning, things going on in your life that you love, and then identify some problems or some things that are scary that you want to accomplish. You're going to journal that. We'll share and talk about that kind of thing. And then from that list, you're taking it directly from you. I'll ask you some other questions. So I'm going to keep giving you these prompts. Yeah. So you'll be able to identify, here's what I can work on, and here's what I'm dedicated to. So the first half of it is identifying what that goal is going to be and what you want to dedicate yourself to. And then the second half of that workshop is going to be making that checklist of, okay, now we're going to work back. Here's my goal. Here's how committed I am to it. And then again, through journaling, through more answering of questions, through more collaboration with everybody, because it is going to be
a lot of discovery.
A lot of discovery. Exactly. Because that's what goal setting is discovery of yourself. And it's through talking, through listening. I will be not lecturing, but talking a little bit, but through talking with one another, through listening, and through writing. Then you get all 3 avenues. So whether you resonate more with writing, or you resonate more with talking, or whatever, you're gonna get, like, by the end of it, you will have your specific goal, your SMART goal, and you'll have your grow list, is what I call it. The daily action list of what you'll need daily or weekly to achieve that goal. And then the greatest part is, so we set those goals and we get super, like, fired up right now and whatnot. With that workshop, that's fire and intensity and whatnot is going to continue for 30 days, because you'll have 30, like, your goal is going to be specific enough that you can accomplish it in 30 days. And I'm going to be with you for those 30 days to accomplish it. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
And you get a book.
And you get a book. If you accomplish when you accomplish your goal.
Right.
When you accomplish it, you get to choose from either the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or you are, it's the book title is called You Are a Badass. So I know
it's a published name.
It's a published name.
Yeah.
So
Does that break the rules?
Does that break the rules? Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh no,
You are a bad star.
You're a bad star. But you get one of those, because, like, once you accomplish that goal, again, we said, like, you're on fire, you can do anything, like, you'll be on fire, so you're not going to want to stop. You're
Right.
like, in 30 days, I did this. Here's this book that's going to help me go even further, and now I can take, so, like, if your overall goal is losing weight, okay, in 30 days, what's a goal that can get you to your elephant?
To the next step, yeah.
And then you have another 30 days. What's a goal that can get you to the next step? And then by a year or whenever, maybe by the end of the year, even, here's your elephant. Boom. So that's what
Love
it is.
it.
Yeah.
Fully consumed.
Fully consumed
Right.
elephant. Yeah.
Where can we go to learn more about the workshop?
You can go several different places. I have a Facebook page, Sara Jillian with a J, Jillian coaching. That's the Facebook page. And then the link to sign up for the goal setting workshop, which is at the Stoke Center from 1 to 3 on Saturday. 1 to 3 on Saturday. You can go to bit.ly/golden, GOALDEN, opportunity.com, because it's your golden. See what I did there? I know.
Yeah, and if you search Sara Jillian Coaching,
it'll be on there.
It'll pop
There's
up.
that English degree
I
helping.
know, I'm so excited.
The golden
opportunity, because it
I
is,
love it,
because
yeah.
it's this workshop. I really want to act as, like, a catalyst for everybody who's scared to start those goals, or
Stop
who knows
looking
what
at
they
me.
want, or
Right.
who knows. I was like, I kind of know what your goal, some of your goals, but even if you're not really sure, it's such a great place to start, and you'll have other people who you can bounce ideas off of too, because we're all in this together.
And there you are, advocating on behalf of all these people who are setting goals to help
Exactly.
get them to their goals.
Exactly.
So that's going to make a lot of achievements happen.
Yes.
I'm
Totally.
very sure.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes, we're excited for you.
Thank
and
you.
Sara is a chamber member. However, you do not have to be a chamber member to go and connect with Sara. So
Right.
we would love for you to go out and support her.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Anything else we could talk about goals, or are we going to move on to the next thing? What are we?
Are we?
We're
do we
good.
cover
Are we
yeah.
good?
We're good.
I mean, like, we solved everything.
We did. We solved all.
You'll have to go to the workshop
Yes,
to get more.
Exactly. And you get cool. I was so excited. I got the journals for y'all yesterday.
Ooh.
Super excited about that.
Sounds fun.
One thing.
Okay.
So after, like, one of the big things that also helps you with your goal. So after we set this goal, which is a huge, big deal, we're going to go have a little celebration, whatever you would like, over at Steve's Wine Bar, just to, like, celebrate, like, cheers, go you. You're
Yeah.
amazing kind of thing. So that's also part of the workshop.
I
Perfect.
love it. Your cheerleading is
know.
incredible.
It's important.
You're a very supportive person, I have to say.
Yeah, and I get a little excited about life. So I don't know if you can tell at all.
We are excited that you are here, but don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, please feel free to pipe in.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about some
Pipe in.
I
Pipe
will
in.
pipe in.
We're going to talk about some upcoming events for Denton's business community.
Chamber of Commerce says y'all are goals. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Hashtag
And
goals.
Shayna says pivot, and that is exactly what I was picturing in my head, Shayna.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, that's the best.
Yeah. All right. So coming up on Friday, June 14th, starting at 4:30, New Haven Assisted Living is doing their groundbreaking. They're doing a
Awesome.
whole restoration ceremony for their business, their company, I should say, and all of these events you can find on the Chamber's online calendar. So if you're interested in making new connections, getting resources from anybody in town who has an event coming up, highly encourage that you kind of check that out. And it won't take very much time out of your schedule to kind of visit with folk and get new contacts and referrals and things like that.
Can I add to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're a new business or even if you're an older business and trying to figure out, like, you kind of hit a plateau, go definitely join the Chamber or go to these networking events, or the ribbon cuttings, the groundbreakings. You meet so many people.
You do.
And just, it's incredible.
It's fun, too.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a good celebration.
Well, and speaking of things to go to, then on June 19th, which is Wednesday, there is the elected officials reception, and this is free for Chamber members, and it's going to be at Best Western Premier. So this is where all the elected officials have been invited. So the people that you have selected to represent you will be there. It's going to be kind of like a cocktail reception.
It's very social.
Very social. More of a networking kind of style. And you'll have an opportunity just to talk to people that are representing you. So we would love to see you all there.
Yes. That's local, that's county.
Yeah.
It goes all the way up to state representatives.
Wow.
It's the people making the difference.
Yeah.
Like it.
I mean, and not to get on a bandwagon or
Okay,
anything, but the
do it.
most effective kind of advocacy for yourself is on the local level.
Sure. You can really see change.
Absolutely. So next up on Friday, June 21st, we have Denton Driving School's ribbon cutting.
Good
They're going
thing
to be.
they're coming to town. We need it, y'all.
I said a comment the other day about drivers in this area. Woof.
Woof.
My
So
Probably
friend
needs to go back
Kelsey-
to school.
My friend Kelsey's from Fort Worth, and like every time we're on the phone, which don't worry, I have it on the Bluetooth or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, man, Denton drivers must be crazy. Every time I'm on the phone, you're talking about how you're about to die or how like somebody's cutting you off, and I was like, oh no, I feel like maybe I'm the variable though, because it's like every time she's on the phone with me. So, anyways, we're
Maybe.
glad you're coming, Denton Driving
Yes.
School.
Yay, Denton Driving.
So that's off of I-35, and that's, again, Friday, June 21st, starting at 2 o'clock.
Awesome. Ooh, and then we have the 8 M's of Marketing with Jay Handler. There are 2 opportunities to attend this class, and Jay will show us a step-by-step top-down filter method that you can use to do a better job immediately of communicating your value proposition to your clients, prospects, and the community. So this is a great place to come. Maybe you're a nonprofit and you're trying to get more awareness. Maybe you're a business, you're trying to get more clients. Maybe you just want to come and kind of take all the goals that you've learned and figure out how to turn them into some marketing initiatives, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is where you need to be. I'm super stoked about this.
Is one of the M's motivation?
I don't know.
It
I
might
don't-
be.
He has
I don't
not.
know.
I've not
Motion,
seen any of the
motivation.
M's, which is like, what are the M's?
What
I
are
think
the
you have
M's?
to go. If you don't go, I'll tell you what they are.
But you should go.
But I
should
think
go.
you should go because someone telling you is not going to be the same
not the
as them
same.
like teaching you.
Right.
He's going
Right.
to teach it to us.
Yes.
It's like the same thing as like somebody can tell you a goal, right? But if you
Right.
don't go to the workshop, you ain't going to get out of it.
Won't get it.
All right, so June 25th, there's 2 opportunities to go. An 8 a.m. class, 8 to 10. Very easy, just a couple hours of your life.
Just bring your coffee with you.
Yeah.
You're good.
Or there's, and is
Or
it
your
at
Red
the
Bull.
Chamber?
Right.
Oh, no, it's at
Yeah.
Best Western, y'all. They'll have
Best
coffee.
Western, yeah.
They'll have coffee. Or you can do the 3 p.m., which is 3 to 5, same place, Best
Yeah.
Western.
So it's either the beginning of your day or the end of your day.
So chamber members, this is only $75 for chamber members, and non-chamber members, you can still come, but it is $150. So you could just probably go ahead and join the chamber and get the chamber deal, and it all work
Yeah,
out.
you'd end up saving money at
Like you're gonna
anything
end
you
up saving
attend later
money.
on.
But if not, you could come dip your toe in. I'm very excited about this. I know Erica, our chamber president, is super stoked to have Jay Handler, so it's a big deal. So come on out.
All right, 2 things left. So
Okay.
Jay Handler is also going to be, and this is a chamber member only type of thing,
Oh,
but if you're a
sorry.
chamber volunteer, he's going to have a training kind of thing set up for just best practices on chamber volunteer habits and ways to be a better advocate for the business community, things like that. So that's happening Wednesday,
that's
June
cool.
26th, starting at 8 a.m.
That's my birthday.
Oh, that's
Happy
right. It is.
Basically, my birthday training.
There you go.
Are you going to be there? It's free
I
for
don't
chamber
know.
members to go.
I didn't put that one on there. I actually didn't understand what it was until you just said it. So I'm really glad that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize.
It's for
Yeah.
board members all the way through committee members, task force members, volunteers,
Let's all go.
ambassadors.
Let's all go.
Let's go.
We'll meet there.
Yeah.
Okay.
For your birthday.
and
We'll bring
it's
birthday
free.
cake.
Perfect.
And then I'll take this one too. But on the same day, we have our government relations meeting, and that's where we've introduced this. It's going to be
This
a
is
monthly,
new. Yeah.
totally new.
Okay.
But it's a monthly program. And the government relations meeting is going to, we're inviting various levels of government reps to come in. So it could, again, go from completely local all the way up to state or even the national level. It just depends on what we can get. But the first person that's going to come in is Representative Stuckey. And so he'll come in just fresh off of the legislative session.
For my birthday.
For your birthday,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's why he's coming in.
And we'll hear some of the legislation that he worked on, things that he's going to report back about.
Yeah, and that's what time is that?
I'm so sorry. This is going to be at 4:00. It's at the chamber office.
Okay.
It's very casual. It's very conversational.
But you still need to go and register.
Register in advance.
And is it open to non-chamber members, or is this one solely chamber members?
It's definitely chamber members, but
if you would
should
like
the
to
case
come,
be
you
made.
can reach out to us. Okay, and we would love to have you as our guest, right?
Yes.
Be our guest.
Oh, yes. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
And the government relations meeting is going to be, is it monthly?
It is monthly.
Okay, so it's monthly, and that's really a really cool opportunity to kind of stay in the know, get more involved, and it's such a unique offering from the chamber.
And
So
it is
we
a
are really
back
excited
and
about
forth
that.
conversation.
Okay.
So it's not just you coming in and listening to somebody talk
Yeah,
about government
thank
stuff.
goodness.
It's you can
Right.
say things back to them. So,
Yeah.
Neat.
you know,
That is neat.
I like
That is,
that. I
it's
like
going to
that
be a
offer.
good
not
one.
quite a town hall, but
Right, but still.
pretty
Yeah.
close.
Sorry. So Lynn Stuckey, Representative Lynn Stuckey is coming in first. So y'all get registered for that. And bring some questions. If you have something that you want to talk to him about or have a conversation about, we would love to have you there.
Yeah. So that takes us 2 weeks into the future. Alrighty. So before we wrap up, we always try and ask a prepared fun question.
Prepared final question.
So we barely prepared you for this one.
That's okay.
No.
But
I like being on my toes.
But I like the question from last week that we
Okay,
asked.
do it.
So, are you reading? It was the book. So, are you reading? Are you reading a book that you might like to share?
Yeah, tell us what you're
What are you
reading.
reading now?
Summer
Yes,
reading.
Summer reading. Well, I always have like 5 books going, but I just was lent a book from a friend, and it's called 212 Degrees.
Okay.
Yes,
Y'all
I
know
saw
that
you
book?
post
Yeah.
about that. Yes,
Oh,
I know about
man.
this book.
Oh, man.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And
I
it's
don't know
about
about this
like,
book.
I mean, it's
You need
like,
to read it.
It's so short. You can read it in 10 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, you can, but I keep looking back. It's one of those you read it and then you go back and read it again and again and again.
Ooh, you can uncover more meaning.
It's
from
like
it.
nugget
Okay.
after nugget after nugget.
nugget. Yeah.
Okay.
And so it basically, water is hot at 211 degrees, but it boils at 212 degrees.
Yeah.
And that, that produces steam.
Fahrenheit.
And that,
Just got to throw that out there.
I'm glad. Yeah. Just in case.
yeah.
And so, that steam can power steam engines and whatnot. And so that's like
Yes.
the degree that separates you from everything else going on.
The
So
1 degree of
extra
separation.
the 1 degree, the extra
Okay.
degree. So kind of like going the extra mile, but now it's the extra degree. And in that book, it kind of gives you different things. Like the cool thing is it doesn't just give you quotes like that apply to that, but it gives you like different scenarios. Like for instance, golfers. I don't remember the time frame, but are y'all familiar? Like, do you watch the U.S. Open or anything?
I know-
Or not the U.S. Like the Masters. We'll go. Yeah, the Master. I'm so sorry for all of those who golf.
Tiger
My bad.
just won
Tiger, I
them.
know.
That's
yeah,
as much
Tiger
as I
just
know.
won
Yeah.
the Masters. It was awesome. I was there, not for his win, but
You
anyway,
were on the
I
location.
was on location.
We went full circle.
We went
on that
full
one.
circle.
Okay,
Anyway,
back to golfers.
Yeah. So from some date to some date, like
Within a
7
certain
years
time frame.
within a
Okay.
certain time frame, the separation between the winner, first place and second place, was only like 3 strokes.
Okay.
So which
That's
is
not that
that
much.
is not that much
That
at
is not that
all.
much.
Right.
And that's the difference between a huge, like the first and second, like purse that you win, like all the money that you win.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge difference. Like the first place, I don't know, again numbers, I don't know, but the first
Large
place,
number.
large number, and the
Lots
second
of
place
money.
is still
Not so
but
large.
not so
Medium
large.
number.
Yeah, medium,
Schmedium.
medium number. But anyway, so it's interesting to think about because you watch
Yeah.
golf and you don't think about the fact that there's only 3 strokes, like 1 putt maybe or 3 putts that separate first place from
Out of
second
the
place.
18
Out of
It's
the
just
different
1
ways.
degree.
it's just
Yeah.
1 degree. There you go. See, and it goes through different
get
things.
it.
I'm so sorry for
did-
all the golfers out
No,
there.
no.
Like,
I'm-
and I used to golf. I should know better. But yeah. So it gives you like little tidbits from that and quotes that relate to just different aspects of your life and how you can be that 212 degree Fahrenheit.
Yes.
I'm gonna. There's also a
It's
video.
so-
Have you seen the video?
Uh-uh.
There's a look. I watched it because that book came out a couple years ago. I remember when it did, and it was. I mean, it's like you're like, whoa, like mind blowing because
Yeah.
it's so simple,
Right,
right? And,
exactly.
And the best things are, so there's a video, I'll find it and send it to you.
Okay,
Where it's
good.
like, all dramatic and like showing it, and you're
I
like,
love it.
oh my God.
I'd be all,
just the
and then you're like, yeah, I'm so
I don't want to give 110%. I want to give 212 degrees.
right? Yes.
I love it.
That's what happens.
Oh my goodness.
I almost want to make a joke about, books are warm at 450 degrees, but at 451 they burn.
Yeah, they burn.
Oh my gosh. That just made my
1
English
degree
heart
makes
so
a difference.
happy. Oh my
jeez.
god.
Okay.
Read that book as well.
That's
an
a good
amazing
My
book.
plants live at 101 degrees, but 102 they die.
They die.
That was a bad example, though.
That's terrible, but it's true.
It is. That was awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much for
Thank
all of
you.
your
Yes,
insight.
thank
We really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
And again, for more information about the we're calling it a coaching session, a goal
It's a
setting
workshop. Yeah. Well,
Thank
it's
you.
The
called
golden
golden
opportunity.
For the golden opportunity information, please look that up online. You can
Yeah.
go to her Facebook. You can also look it up by the link with goal, G-O-A-L, golden opportunity.
And
alrighty.
head over to Denton Chamber to see all of our upcoming events and the ribbon cuttings, elected officials reception, and everything. You can come hang out with us. Isn't the 14th, is that sold out already? Is that what we didn't talk about?
The luncheon on Friday?
luncheon on
It
Friday?
is, yeah.
Oh, sorry, you can't come. We'll tell you about the next one.
Yeah, the next one will be in September. So we have some time before then.
Take a break.
Right. Alrighty. So thank you to DentonRadio.com for their assistance in producing
Thank you.
this show. And for more information about the Denton Chamber of Commerce, you can go to denton-chamber.org, find out more information there. You can also follow and friend us on social media. And please remember to tune in on Wednesdays at around 10-ish, where we'll be here.
See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.